Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Kilby with Culpeper County 4-H. Today is day 17 in our 4-H project Butterfly Wings project, and we are going to be transferring our chrysali into their next habitat, which is this large net that you see here. So our chrysalis are inside the cup, which was just fine when they were caterpillars because there were enough holes at the top for them to be able to breathe. But now they're inside a chrysalis. So it's kind of like, think of if you have a blanket on you and you're in a fort and you pull the blanket over. You can breathe, but it gets a little stuffy after a while. And that's kind of what it's like here. So we're going to move them into a habitat that has lots and lots of holes so they can get more oxygen while they're inside that chrysalis. The other reason why we have to move them is because they'll need more space when the butterfly emerges, because it's not safe in here to have 5 butterflies trying to fly around. Also, we don't want their wings to get stuck in the frass or that silk webbing, and there's no food in the cup, and we'll have to feed our butterflies once they emerge. And we can do that in a few different ways. We can feed them fruits that are very juicy. So think of something when you bite into it, it kind of squirts the juice on your face. So things like oranges or pineapples, some berries like raspberries or grapes, but we cut them so that way they can get to the fruit, the juice of it. They can't get the juice through the skin. The other thing we can do is we can simulate. So we can mix sugar and water, and that's kind of like the nectar also. But we don't just put it in a saucer or in a cup. It has to be absorbed with a cotton ball or like a non-dyed pom-pom ball, because that acts as the center of the flower. If the butterfly were just to land in that sugar water, eventually it's going to dry, and just like your fingers would feel sticky, their legs would feel sticky and it would harden, so they would have difficulty moving, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the lid of our cup. And underneath was a special textured paper that adhered to the top of that cup. And that's where our caterpillars made that button of silk to start creating their chrysalis. So most of them are attached to that. There is one chrysalis that attached to that frass, that silk webbing, and it's pulled down. I'm going to try to stabilize that chrysalis when I'm doing this. And then the lid is going to sit on this log in here. It's kind of like a display, so it holds the lid. And then I'm going to move them in here. I have a few tools or just things that I need. I have Q-tips, and I did this last year with a few of the chrysali that had fallen. If there was enough frass stuck, I could wrap that frass around the cotton ball tip of a Q-tip, and it's stuck, and then I would tape the Q-tip to the lid. So I have Q-tips, I have tape, I have a stick pin, and that's if I need to pull any of that frass away, because we don't want that for the chrysalis to, the butterfly once it comes out of the chrysalis to get stuck in, and scissors if I need it. Now, should you see the chrysalis shaking while I'm doing this, that is perfectly normal, and it's actually a very good sign. That is a simulation that they do in nature. They will shake, and it's to ward off their predators. A predator is something that would harm them. So they shake to scare their predators away from them. Because remember, the caterpillar, which is metamorphosing right now into that butterfly, cannot move should something bother it. So they shake to scare their predators away. Should the chrysalis start shaking, I'll wait for it to calm down and be more relaxed before I finish the process. So let's get started. So I'm slowly popping the lid open, and I'm being ever so gentle. So you can see the chrysali right here that attach to that frass. The rest of them have attached to the paper, which is what we wanted. This far one over here is shaking, so he's doing his job of protecting him or herself while in that chrysalis. So they don't like being moved, and that's why they're shaking. They're saying, stay away from me. So right now I'm cutting some of that frass away, but I'm being very, very careful to make sure I'm not going to pull the frass. Oh, here's a good, well, it stopped. This one is moving, which is saying stay away. And this one just a second ago was flopping back and forth quite a bit more. You don't want that piece so close to that one. All right. So it looks like that one's going to lay pretty good, so I won't need to take the Q-tip to it to try to protect it from falling. So we can see that it's calmed down and they're laying there just like we want. This can go in the trash because we're all done with that. They don't need that food anymore. So one of the differences that's going to happen, because there's quite a few differences that metamorphosis is happening. A caterpillar has a mandible jaw, which is the jaw that us as humans have. It means it's a top jaw and a bottom jaw, and they work together to chew their food. The butterfly is no longer going to have that, so that's why I don't need that cup anymore. I don't need the food for that. The butterfly is going to have a proboscis, which is a coiled-like tube that stays at their head, and then it uncoils to drink the nectar out of a flower, much like if we put a straw in our milk or our juice. It's that same action that is going on. Another difference is their transportation. Caterpillars crawl and they have many, many legs. A butterfly is only going to have 6 and they're going to fly. So that's just some of the differences between the two insects. So I already unzipped my netting, my habitat here, because all of my chrysalis or the chrysali are on this. I don't need to put paper towels under. If you're doing this at home and you have a chrysali that falls, you must not put them on the plastic because that's going to conduct heat and they don't like that. So you have to put your chrysalis on a paper towel to keep it from getting hot. So I'm going to slide this in back here, and then I'm going to zip it up. Now I always do it this way, so that way when I'm going to put the food in for the butterflies, I can just lower it this way instead of having it up here and then I've got to squish them all down, because my butterflies will either be here or I can get them to go into a back corner while I put the food in rather than having to squash that down. So I just have to zip it up. And then the next thing we do is wait patiently for them to start emerging. How am I going to know when they're ready to emerge? Well, the chrysalis becomes transparent, translucent. So that means that it's thicker right now. I can't really see inside of it. But a day before, 24 hours or less before they come out of that chrysalis, the chrysalis will be transparent. So you can see part of the design of the wing through it, and then I know that they will be emerging out of that because it's become thin enough for them to be able to come out. So that's one of the things that I'll be looking for. But I'll continue with our daily updates, either a photograph or a short video while we wait for them to emerge. Now they're not all going to come out at the same time, because remember we had one that went into a chrysalis first, and then the other ones followed suit. So just like with other things in life, we'll have to be patient and see which one comes out first, and then if they all just come, the other ones come out. I have a feeling we'll have one first, and then it will be 3, and then one more. So I will see you guys shortly, and just a little bit longer until we have some painted lady butterflies. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.